Whether you like it or not, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 is coming, and it'll be upon us sooner rather than you might expect, as things often happen. During the recent Flightsim Expo 2023 event, therefore, Jorg Newman and Sebastian Locke from Microsoft and Asobo respectively took some time to get up on stage and tell us about some honestly groundbreaking features that will be coming with the new simulator. Trust me, we've never seen anything like some of the stuff we're about to cover in this video. From a thinner client resulting in substantially better load times and performance, to complete seasons, ground traffic, and even the northern lights being fully simulated, there's so much to check out in today's video, so sit back, relax, and let's get right into it. What is going on, guys? Varun from Flyby Simulations here, and welcome back to yet another video on the channel. Now, just a quick note before jumping into the meat of things, a massive congratulations to the entire Flyby Simulations community. We just hit 21,000 subscribers yesterday, which obviously represents a major milestone in the growth of this channel. Now, I've made a full community post about this as well and have linked it in my Discord server for channel followers. Of course, if you want to be privy to these communications as well, do make sure you give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification icon to be alerted every time I make a community post or upload any of these videos. Additionally, do make sure to join my Discord server as well. It's the first link below the like button. We have some fantastic conversations down there pertaining to help with flight sim hardware and software, latest news and updates, as well as conversations around real aviation and aerospace. Once again, it's the first link in the description section below. With that all out of the way, let's jump into all the latest news about Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. To start things off then, Microsoft started the presentation by admitting what they showed during their initial trailer for Flightsim 2024 was pretty paper thin and only represented a small portion of what their overall vision was for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. According to them, this is going to be much bigger than just a few missions here and there, and is going to be by far the biggest undertaking in flight simulation history. It's a pretty big claim, but the stuff we're going to be covering in this video might just make you believe it. Speaking of the missions then, Microsoft goes on to explain why they exist. Jorg points out that out of the nearly 12 million users of Microsoft Flight Simulator, only about 3 million are core simmers, and therefore most people have reported they need more things to do. So the team at Microsoft have gone on to create not gamified missions as you might have perceived them on the initial impression from the trailer, but they've actually worked with industry professionals to create believable aviation scenarios such as aerial firefighting, medevac rescues, aerial construction, and more to help give simmers a glimpse into the variety of different careers that exist in aviation. So again, not a game, just an even more enhanced and focused simulation experience. All of this, of course, as you might already be thinking, puts strain on the already strained technology. As we all know, the current sim is not everyone's favorite when it comes to finding the balance between visuals and performance, so how does the new sim manage to fix this? Well, the answer is by significantly taking a leap forward in technology, and according to the developers, this starts by first thinning the client. We've all had qualms with how much time the sim takes to load, how much space it now occupies on our hard drives with all the world updates and sim updates and so on, and Microsoft understands this. So instead of making the new sim run on the same core client as the current sim runs on, making it thinner, aka more efficient, Microsoft aims to help decrease load times as well as amount of space the sim occupies on your local SSDs and hard drives. So let's dive into the specifics of what else the technology is going to help improve. Microsoft have completely revamped the back-end architecture of the sim and the client as well, so going into FS 2024, you don't need to download all the unnecessary world updates and sim updates you might not see on most flights, and instead, your sim will be smart enough to pick and choose what data it needs to help you get from point A to point B, and only download those bits, thus making your load times, your system strain, as well as your performance during your flight much better. Now, is this something that might make having a solid internet connection ever more important? Maybe. I know tons of people have issues with Asobo and Microsoft's servers not downloading their cloud data and rendering it properly in the sim, so I sincerely hope these problems don't get out of hand. On top of all this, having a better client will help keep the minimum specs required to run the sim low, and most importantly for us MSFS 2020 users, keep all our mods, add-ons, aircraft, and sceneries backwards compatible. Yes, that means the community folder isn't going anywhere and will be present just like it is in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, and most, if not all, mods for MSFS 2020 will work on FS 2024 as well, so great news on that front. Moving on from all the technology stuff then, Microsoft's next big priority is to finally get over the X-Plane has better physics than Microsoft Flight Simulator argument. Obviously not their words, but the developers moved on to further talk about their brand new physics and aerodynamics engine. With the new engine, the granularity and control over each control surface on the aircraft will be way higher than what third-party developers had access to in Flight Simulator 2020. This means better physics, better flight modeling, and overall more realistically flying aircraft. You can clearly see, aside from this CFD modeling on the aircraft themselves, even these hot air balloon physics look super realistic in that the model properly inflates, deflates, and doesn't clip into each other, thus collapsing in on itself like we've seen with some mods and add-ons in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, so a fantastic future ahead. Another big benefit of this technology is the substantial increases in performance we can expect, as we had correctly predicted in this video on screen, where we highlighted a wish list for everything we want to see in Flight Sim 2024. Again, link below the like button for that. The engine is now multi-threaded and will use multiple cores to do all the physics calculations, and what this basically means is that the sim will now be able to better utilize the full extent of your CPU, whatever it might be, to spit out more performance or frames that we simmers can enjoy. Nothing to complain about there. And finishing off on the technology and overall aircraft improvement front, we have the following system improvements too, so definitely more care and attention being given to each and every subsystem within aircraft, including a custom wear and tear system that should be pretty fun to see. And finally, for this video and for Microsoft's presentation as well, the last thing, which in my opinion could also be the most exciting for some, is the digital twin, aka the one-to-one replica of the Earth within Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. Now, several improvements were shown, as can be expected, starting off with improvements to the countryside photogrammetry. Yes, Asobo now have a way to generate photogrammetry data using AI, even for places that aren't large cityscapes and so on, which means a village in the countryside or suburbs in the distance will look and feel way more accurately modeled in the new simulator. You can clearly see how the system works to add tessellation to the surfaces to make them look super realistic from up close as well, one of the qualms I've had with Flight Simulator 2020. Fantastic to see. Asobo and Microsoft then go on to point out 3 distinct types of improvements being made to the world overall. These were divided into the static world, the dynamic world, and the living world. On the static world, as you can see on screen, we can expect to see better ground details, 3D ground tessellation, meaning realistic ground markings and so on, as well as enhanced tree diversity, which is very exciting to see, and improved cliffs as well. On the dynamic world, and this is where it gets fun, we get full season implementation. So this isn't just tree colors changing, this is changing tree types, leaves shedding, changes in pressure, temperature, and humidity, as well as expansion and shrinking of biomes. Full seasons, ladies and gentlemen. On top of that, of course, we have the beautiful northern and southern lights as well that you can spot at higher latitudes. And finally, on the weather front, we also have implementation of tornadoes and better storms, which is exciting to see. Finally, in the living world then, this is massive, animal herds and migration patterns. Wow. Now I realize for most of us the whole bears, flamingos, and lions thing in FS 2020 didn't really pan out, and the novelty ran out pretty quickly, at least for me. Having proper migration patterns to witness and genuinely seeing more biodiversity would be awesome in the simulator, as it is meant to be a digital twin of the Earth. On top of this, global ship traffic, accurate live air traffic, which so many of us have been waiting for, and improved vehicle traffic will also be implemented. Can't wait to do an approach into Mumbai and actually see auto rickshaws and so on. So exciting. Now, I was a little sad to see Microsoft and Asobo not mentioning anything about ATC improvements, which I know several people want to see in the new sim, but then again, we do have add-ons such as Beyond ATC coming out before the launch of the new sim that has revolutionary AI-generated ATC as well. On top of this, I'm sure there are tons of things not revealed to us in just this presentation, so make sure you're subscribed to the channel and have the notifications turned on to not miss out on any of the latest news for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. 2024. As always guys, thanks for watching and thanks for flying by.